Hey ratbags, it's Jade. Today I'm going to give you a breakdown of some of the survival games that are coming out in the next few months. Call it the Spring Survival Showcase, I guess. Lots of smaller little games are popping up between now and maybe the end of June. Talk a little bit about some updates with some of the bigger games, and yeah, hopefully you find it useful.
Hey ratbags,
if
it's
you do,
Jade.
leave a like,
Yes, the Ashlands update is live now in PTB
and public test. Kicking off with Soulmask. This has been around for a while. Lots of creators got a chance to try out some play tests for it, and now it's going to have a big open beta going live on May the 1st. Lots of creators have covered it and showcased the playtests and stuff. I didn't really get on that hype. I was too busy covering so many other games, and I just wanted to wait and see if we got an actual release date. So what is it? It's basically been coined as the new Conan Exiles, with a more colourful appearance in some of the headgear. Thankfully they changed the name from what it used to be, and it's a bit more catchier now, just Soulmask. Expect PvP, PvE activities, base building, quests, and basically just gathering resources to get better gear and armour to survive a bit longer. With a real emphasis on these masks that give you lots of buffs and abilities. So, available on Steam, sadly not for consoles just yet. Give it a shot when it's available and give some feedback about what you like about it. It does look pretty interesting, looks a bit wacky with some of the enemies, and certainly is giving me that kind of Conan Exiles vibe. And yeah, if I can free up some time, I'm going to give this a shot. No wording yet of an official release date. I'm guessing this might be on the road to it though, and I wouldn't be surprised if it gets announced fully at some point coming in June. May's a busy month. 2nd of May we've got Abiotic Factor. Imagine Half-Life mixed in with a survival crafting game, and that's pretty much what you got with this. I played the demo, showcased a few videos of it. I really like the look of it. It's got a sense of humour, and yeah, it's pretty much a base defense against all sorts of weird creatures, mutants and more as you investigate these surrounding laboratories and facility that has got lots of science experiments going on. You'll be able to use vehicles, go dimensional jumping in between weird places, and obviously craft up a whole plethora of weapons and armour to try and survive. Definitely probably going to be the president for me over some of the other stuff. I really like the look of this one, been following it for a while. Abiotic Factor, up to 6 players, co-op, survival, action. Early access is going to launch with 3 distinct areas that you'll be able to explore, and I've got a full roadmap detailing what they're going to be adding in the months following. So I think it's got a lot of promise and potential, and yeah, it is going to be coming to PC only at first. Valheim's newest update, Ashlands, is already in PTB, but it looks to be going live for absolutely everyone in the next week or so. Expect fire and brimstone as you get to grips with all new abilities, weapons, and a new ship, the Dakar. Smouldering smoky ruins and hot stuff when it comes to fighting skeletons on fire and a lot more deadly creatures. It's been a while since the Mistlands update, the last biome one, and it will probably be a while longer for the last content plan update before Valheim reaches 1.0, the Deep North. So enjoy this. I'm certainly been having a lot of fun with it. Lots of guys already done. Come check me out, live stream it as well. Expect it to be tough. You will die a lot as you just burn up, get attacked by vultures and more flying harpies, mini bosses, and a pretty terrifying final boss. As said, it's in PTB at the moment. You can try it out on the Xbox Insider Hub and on betas on Steam. Otherwise, wait for the full release, which I'm convinced will be going live before maybe the 7th or 8th of May. And why is that, you ask? Probably to avoid some of the other big hitters, like V Rising is coming out on 1.0. It's been in early access a while now. Huge success when it launched. One of them games that just got hundreds of thousands of players playing it. It's had a steady slew of updates that have improved and expanded the world of the vampire survival game. What it won't have is the PlayStation release just yet. It is going to be going 1.0 first on Steam, and then will be launching on PlayStation in the months following. No word about Xbox. It does look like it is going to be a PlayStation exclusive for a while. They've got a big collab going on with Castlevania, some new DLC pack, and expect obviously a 1.0 mega update as well, adding new content and ways to play. I'll be checking this out when it goes live on the 8th of May. Especially as it's also coming with controller support at last. Another survival game been in early access a while, Survival Fountain of Youth. Actually really cool game. They had a demo up for ages. I took a look at it last year, and what I found was a game mixing long dark, green hell, obviously surviving on a tropical paradise. But it's got a lot more to it, with story, the idea that you can base build but also have a big selection of ships that sail across different lands. To me, it's miles above games like Stranded Deep, but definitely something you want to take a look at. With the final chapter update adding more story to the game, a new ship, tons more new details, and of course, yeah, Will we actually find the fountain of youth and stay young forever? This is a single player experience game, so you won't be playing with your friends, but hopefully we will see it come to consoles in the coming months after. Honestly, one of the surprise standout games that I played last year, considering there was quite a lot of janky survivor games that released. Like I said, May's a busy month. We've got another early access title beginning its adventures, Serum. This is published by Toplitz, made by a small little indie team. Not too sure or convinced on this one. It looks alright. It does feel like we are going to be fighting off against kind of monstrous mutated creatures and zombies, with the hook that you can infect yourself with these serums that you need to stay alive, and then they'll give you abilities. Slight poor man's Dying Light, maybe? Yeah, we'll have to see how it pans out. Again, this is one that kind of come out of nowhere about a year and a half ago with some teasers and trailers. They've had a few play tests up and running. I do believe they've got a beta going live soon too. And from all accounts, what I've seen from some marketing this morning, it is going to be releasing at the end of the month, end of May. This will be another single player experience, no playing with friends, doesn't look like as much base building and stuff going on, more of a survival horror, but definitely with that crafting element as well. So hopefully I'll get a chance to try it out for you guys and give you an honest opinion on whether or not it's worth your time, once it's here at some point towards the end of May. Now diving into some big survival games, because they have got big stuff going on. After like 10, 12 years, something stupid like that, 7 Days to Die is maybe finally leaving early access, although it won't be finished. There's a slew of stuff that's going to be coming post-launch. If you followed me and my pretty much rants about how console fans have been treated over the years, you will have known the full story that yes, console are also getting the brand new version. Trouble is, you're going to have to buy it again. Either way, PC players are probably excited about getting all the new features that will come with an update. They're scheduling it to go on some sort of experimental branch towards the end of May, and then should be launching for everyone on PC at some point in June. Then, a month later in July, hitting PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X. As janky and rough as it has been at times, 7 Days to Die still is a phenomenon in terms of the amount of people that seemingly love this zombie survival grown-up Minecraft game. They are promising crossplay between consoles and PC eventually, but things like bandits that have been long promised as part of the full game experience won't be here until at some point later on in the year, with a slew of updates planned all the way until 2025. It does feel like they're rushing this out just to basically generate some noise and be able to sell the game again for consoles to make some money, and it looks like they've got DLC plans in the works as well for skins. I have blacklisted and boycotted this game for the last 6 years because of the issues with console, but it's always had something in it that I've wanted to try, and fingers crossed if they can get a discount right for console players that have already got the original version, then it might still be worth tapping into the new one. Let me know on PC if you're excited for this as well, and yeah, I might jump into it when we see maybe the experimental or the full release in June. And speaking of June, one of my favourite Ark maps is finally coming to the remastered version. Might be the only reason that I carry on playing Ark, the centre map. Do believe scheduled for the beginning of June, and it will obviously be free for anyone that owns the Ark remaster. There's no doubt about it, I really don't want to play Ark much nowadays. Even with the remastered version looking pretty, it still runs like absolute arse. I have got a third channel devoted to Ark that are meant to be doing news, gameplay and guides, but my heart just hasn't been in it. So I'm hoping the centre map can change that. It truly is one of my favourites. So make sure you subscribe to JADE-PG Ascended and hopefully see me cover one of my favourite maps. And currently finishing off at least with confirmed dates, we've got Aska. This is a survival simulation city builder that you will be playing on June the 20th. It has got lots of different components to it. You can play third person, running around, gathering resources, but you can also control a whole village of Vikings trying to survive. Single player, online co-op, expect to build up your settlement, try and get as many kills from all the furry creatures around, so hopefully survive maybe the colds and the bitterness of the wilds. Another one that I've had on my radar but I haven't devoted too much time to looking at because I wanted a more concrete date. It has been shown a lot of promise. I'm looking at it a bit more polished now. They've had a bunch of betas and it's got a bit more of a vibe, a little bit of supernatural things going on rather than just a pure survival simulator. I'm curious how they're going to balance the management of your settlement with the people versus you just running around and slaughtering stuff with your sword. Fingers crossed it all comes together as it launches into early access on Steam on June the 20th. And just a couple of things that haven't got full release dates yet, but I wouldn't be too surprised if they didn't launch at some point in June or maybe July. Aloft has had a ton of betas, it's been going for ages now, updates really making their free demo more big in terms of content and actual gameplay than so many paid games over the last year and a half. It is Sky Survival as you pilot your own little island and try and survive with your friends, running around, gliding, capturing sheep and unlocking new upgrades and new components to build an even bigger base or island. Very much looking forward to this one. They've got a big announcement about its beta happening in June where it's going to be updated again. I wouldn't be too surprised if we get an actual release date for it then as well. And finishing off with one of my personal game favourites over the last couple of years, Core Keeper. I cover this on my other channel. I know I've got a lot of plugs, I've got a lot of channels, JPG Crafted, and I absolutely love it. It's a mix of Terraria / Stardew Valley. Well, maybe not Stardew Valley, but it's that top-down look and vibe, but you are pretty much going to be roaming around, gathering new items, trying to get loot and resources to build new armour and weapons, and basically take on ferocious bosses. Huge amount of biomes, huge amount of work has gone into its early access over the last few years, and it's going 1.0 as well as console release, Nintendo Switch, Xbox and PlayStation at some point in summer. No definitive date, but I wouldn't be too surprised if we don't hear from it very soon. Honestly, I put it up there as like the top 5, one of the top 5 at least, games I've played in the last few years. It's got co-op, you can play with up to like 9 other people. Modding support already enabled, and hopefully that will be coming to console in the future as well. Banging soundtrack, absolutely love this game. So yeah, I'll be all over it once the 1.0 release date is here. And that's pretty much it. I'm expecting big things from games like Nightingale, which I will be covering absolutely. I know PAX Died just had a big alpha as well, but I'm not expecting any kind of big news about that. And things like Dune Awakening, then I'll probably take a look if it does release in the next few months, but I doubt it. I think that one will be towards the end of the year. So look out for that. If you do want a more definitive list about upcoming survival games, a fresh one for summer, taking a look at the rest of the year, let me know in the comment section. Any games I've missed, any ones that have got big updates you think I should maybe take a look at, and any new games, some maybe diamonds that need just a bit of polish or really could have something a bit interesting coming out. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll be back for more survival games news, gameplay and guides. Until next time, bye bye ratbags.